Before facial recognition, surveilling what a person was doing was very labour intensive. You needed a police officer to follow a person around, or you needed to look at all the CCTV footage that you had in that area. But now it's possible to have ubiquitous surveillance of an area and simply identify the person you want at the touch of a button. That makes mass surveillance at a very granular level possible in a way that is perfect for authoritarian governments that wish to control their populations, and yet we seem to be embracing these technologies without paying attention to those dangers. One of the attractions of AI tools is their capability in automating a high number of decisions at speed and producing fairly sophisticated outputs. The problem is that a lot of those outputs are deeply flawed and have no basis in fact or reality, and yet they're being used to make rights-critical decisions about people that can significantly adversely affect their lives. So decisions about whether or not they're eligible for social welfare, whether or not they're legitimate asylum seekers, or whether they might be potentially engaging in fraud. These are the kinds of decisions that AI tools are informing, often getting it wrong, and people are suffering serious human rights harm as a result. I've been investigating the social and democratic implications of network digital technologies for a number of decades now. And one of the challenges that is faced in raising awareness is a lack of sensitivity to the way in which real-world solutions are prone to failure. There's a lot of excitement about the wonderful things they can do, but not enough attention drawn to whether or not, in practice, there is evidence that they in fact generate the potential benefits that are espoused by their champions. There are two things that are particularly important that I've been trying to draw attention to. The first aspect of my research has tried to understand the specific sites and the particular ways in which these technologies, when they're embedded into real-world decision-making systems, can lead to human rights harms. The second is to draw attention to the way in which the technological dimensions and design of these tools actually exacerbates and enhances the dangers that these tools pose for human rights. The Home Office has finally recognised that there is an urgent need for clearer legislative guidance that establishes red lines and boundaries concerning its lawful use. Unfortunately, however, the problems concern not just the use by police forces, but by public sector services generally, and even supermarkets are starting to take up this technology. And so we really need to put some clear guardrails around how this technology is used, lest we find ourselves in a situation of complete Orwellian surveillance.